massive fire broke out in West Delhi's Mundka on Friday evening. 27 people have been shot to death in the blaze. The fire broke out in a three-story commercial building. Reportedly, the blaze began at a CCTV and router manufacturing unit. A horrific video has emerged of people jumping from the building to escape the fire. People gathered on the road below watched in utter shock and disbelief as those trapped took the extreme step. The Delhi police initiated immediate action against the owners of the building. Owners Harish and Varun Goel have now been arrested. The chief of Delhi Fire Service has leveled serious allegations on the owners. He claimed that the building does not have a no objection certificate and was functioning without following proper rules and regulations. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi expressed condolences over the deaths and announced an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees for the next of kin and 50,000 rupees for those injured. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal took stock of the situation this morning and announced a magisterial inquiry into the incident. He also announced compensation for the deceased families and the injured. The issue has led to a face-off between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. BJP has demanded an investigation by a sitting High Court judge.
ये मेरे यार दोस्त की बहनें हैं, इन्हों को हम ढूंढने आए थे, हॉस्पिटल में ढूंढा सर, माँ नहीं मिली, तो हम यहाँ पता आखिरी उम्मीद लेके यहाँ आए, हम इन्हों को हम ढूंढने आए हैं। सर कुछ मदद नहीं मिली सर, सब वो कह रहे हैं कि अभी साइड हो जाओ, कुछ काम नहीं हो रहा, अभी वहाँ पे ढूंढा ढानी हो रही।
दिल्ली सरकार की तरफ से हम मैजिस्ट्रियल इंक्वायरी मैंने ऑर्डर कर दी है। अभी डीएम यहीं पे मौजूद थी और मैजिस्ट्रियल इंक्वायरी की जाएगी और जो लोगों की डेथ हो गई है उन्हें दिल्ली सरकार की तरफ से 10-10 लाख रुपए का मुआवजा दिया जाएगा और जो लोग घायल हुए हैं उनको 50-50 हज़ार रुपए का मुआवजा दिया जाएगा। दो लोगों ये जो 2 भाई थे इनको अरेस्ट कर लिया गया है, लेकिन जो भी गिल्टी है, जो भी जांच में निकल के आएगा उनको बख्शा नहीं जाएगा।
मुआवजे से बेटी वापस आ जाएगी, बेटा वापस आ जाएगा, भाई वापस आ जाएगा, बाप वापस। अरे मुआवजा दिया उससे बेहतर है सारी सरकारें मिलके, सेंटर की भी, स्टेट की भी, जहां भी कोई बिल्डिंग ये जानलेवा बिल्डिंग है, मौत के कुएं बन रहे हैं, उसको ठीक करें।
इस वक्त हम मुंडका की उसी बिल्डिंग में मौजूद है जहां पर पुलिस आप देख पा रहे हैं कड़ी मशक्कत के बाद, बस हम ये तस्वीर दिखाना चाहेंगे, ये दरवाजा तोड़कर किस तरीके से जो पुलिसकर्मी है, कितनी पुलिस कर्मियों ने और दमकल विभाग के कर्मचारियों ने कितनी कड़ी मशक्कत की है। जिस बिल्डिंग में मैं मौजूद हूं, इस बिल्डिंग के इस दीवार को बाकायदा तोड़ा गया है और उसके बाद आप देख पा रहे हैं कि यहाँ पर आग लगी हुई थी और बाकायदा दिल्ली पुलिस के जवान और दमकल विभाग के जो जवान थे वो अंदर दाखिल हुए। देखिए अंदर जो पूरा तस्वीर, अगर आप मंजर देखेंगे, कोशिश ये की जा रही है कि यहाँ पर नहीं बुझाने के लिए। आपको बताऊं कि मैं उस बिल्डिंग में मौजूद हूं और इसी बिल्डिंग के आसपास की चीजों को बाकायदा तोड़कर तब आग पर काबू पाया गया है। जरा मैं आपको तस्वीर दिखाना चाहूंगा। ये जो बिल्डिंग है, ये बिल्डिंग आपको दिखाई दे रही होगी और इसी बिल्डिंग के देखिए ये बाकायदा कांच के यहाँ पर जो शीशे हैं वो अब बिखरे पड़े होंगे। इस कांच के शीशे को अब बाकायदा तोड़ा गया है और उसके बाद जो रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन है उसको अंजाम दिया गया है। जो फैक्ट्री है, बाकायदा इस दीवार को तोड़ा गया। आप समझिए कि जो रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन है वो कितना मुश्किल रहा होगा। ये जो पूरी आप देख पा रहे हैं, इस दीवार को तोड़ा गया है। उसके बाद दमकल विभाग के लोग इस फैक्ट्री में जहां पर लोग सबसे ज्यादा घायल हुए हैं और जहां सबसे ज्यादा मौत हुई है, बाकायदा रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन किया गया है। इस जिस फैक्ट्री में आग लगी थी उसकी दूसरी बिल्डिंग पर हम लोग यहाँ मौजूद है। हम सीढ़ियों के जरिए आपको जाकर ये दिखाने की कोशिश करेंगे कि देखिए ये एक बिल्डिंग है और रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन इतना टफ था कि बाकायदा इस बिल्डिंग के अंदर जो दमकल विभाग के लोग हैं वो दाखिल हुए हैं। ये जो कांच का शीशा है, ये पूरा कांच का शीशा तोड़ा गया है, दीवारों को तोड़ा गया है और उसके बाद तब जाकर ये देखिए दीवार किस तरीके से तोड़ी गई है और ये होल बनाया गया है। और अभी भी देखिए पानी टपक रहा है। जो फायर डिपार्टमेंट के लोग हैं वो लगातार आग बुझाने की यहाँ पर कोशिश कर रहे हैं। और देखिए ये जो पत्थर टूटा हुआ है, ये तमाम चीजें टूटी हुई है। तो इस तरीके से पूरे रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन को अंजाम दिया गया है।
In a big development, Biplab Deb has resigned as Tripura's chief minister. Biplab Deb submitted his resignation to Governor Satyadev Narayan Arya. Now, this comes a day after he met Union Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah in New Delhi. The decision, according to sources, came from the Bharatiya Janata Party's central leadership. The new chief minister of the state will be elected at a meeting of the BJP's MLAs in Agartala this evening. Bhupendra Yadav and BJP General Secretary Vinod Tawade have been made central observers for the BJP's legislature party meet in Agartala. Former Chief Minister Biplab Deb thanked the party leadership and said that the party wants to bring in responsible people as elections are coming up. The TMC took a jibe at the BJP over the replacement and said the party is going to form government in the next assembly elections. The TMC, they said, is posing a stiff challenge to the BJP, is going to form government, and hence the BJP is course correcting.
এবং ত্রিপুরার ওভারঅল ডেভেলপমেন্ট হোক, মানুষ শান্তিতে থাকুক, আর কমিউনিস্ট থেকে মুক্তি পেয়ে মানুষ একটা নতুন দিশায় চলতে চাইছিল। তো সেই দিশাতে আমাকে যেভাবে মার্গদর্শন করা হয়েছে মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীর দ্বারা আমি কাজ করেছি। এখন পার্টি চাইছে সামনে 23-এ ইলেকশন আছে, ইলেকশনে তার জন্য সংগঠনে দায়িত্ববান কার্যকর্তাকে নিয়ে আসার জন্য পার্টি সর্বোপরি। আর আমরা ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টির নিষ্ঠাবান কার্যকর্তা। তৎকালীন অধ্যক্ষ অমিত ভাই শাহজিনী আমাকে প্রদেশ সভাপতি হিসাবে নিযুক্ত করেছিলেন। তারপর থেকে কাজ করা শুরু করেছি ওনার মার্গদর্শনে, মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীজির মার্গদর্শনে। আশা করি আমাকে যেই দায়িত্বগুলি দেওয়া হয়েছে পার্টি সভাপতি হোক আর মুখ্যমন্ত্রী নাতে আমি ত্রিপুরার মানুষের সঙ্গে ন্যায় হোক সেটা করার চেষ্টা করেছি, এবং ত্রিপুরার ওভারঅল ডেভেলপমেন্ট হোক, মানুষ শান্তিতে থাকুক, আর কমিউনিস্ট থেকে মুক্তি পেয়ে মানুষ একটা নতুন দিশায় চলতে চাইছিল। তো সেই দিশাতে আমাকে যেভাবে মার্গদর্শন করা হয়েছে মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীর দ্বারা আমি কাজ করেছি।
The whole BJP, they should go in 2023, the coming assembly election. And what happened to Mr. Biplab Deb, as we have heard, that the clash between the two groups of BJP, three groups of BJP, वो आदि BJP, तत्काल BJP, ट्रैवलर BJP, ये जो वापस में जो है, वो जो फ्रैक्शनिज्म है उनका अंदर में, जो fractionism in the BJP, between the groups of BJP, this is the resignation, this is the result of the inner fighting of BJP.
You see, the narrative on the ground and the ground reality is that most people of the state have made up their mind they're not going to vote for the BJP because of the poor state of governance, the kind of violence that is unfolding over there against the opposition party. So I think it's an admission of this government's failure, is what I think, and it's a sort of a poor attempt at course correction at such a late stage. I mean, I don't think it's going to work, but at least the BJP realizes that they have made a mess of the governance issues in Tripura, and that's as a consequence they're making him step down. Although I haven't heard their press meet as yet and what they say. But I can tell you people are very, very unhappy with this government.
So how are you looking at this entire development that Biplab Deb has resigned? You have worked with him closely, you have time and again protested against him. How are you looking at this?
You see, Biplab Deb and the BJP's image has fallen so low that their BJP highest authority had no other alternative but to bring in a change in guard. But by doing so, they might have a real success in other states. But in Tripura, is not going to happen. BJP will be uprooted in the entering elections, is what I can say.
No, when you were the health minister, you were in the cabinet, you had time and again protested against him publicly. So, did you ever raise this matter up of Biplab? Like, firstly, what was the issue with you and Biplab Deb? And secondly, did you ever raise this issue with Amit Shah or the senior leadership in Delhi?
Yeah, it's a closed chapter for me. I don't want to get into their squabble.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is, the way the government has been functioning for the last 4.5 years means you can say it's a kullam kulla loot that was going on in the state of Tripura. Corruption, I can challenge, nowhere ever such sort of corruption has ever happened. It's a kullam kulla loot that has taken place. These things have been overlooked. People's interest has been overlooked. and only loot has been going on for the last 4.5 years.
Does this move help the BJP, or will it have a good, greater impact on the Congress or the Trinamool Congress? What do you think?
No. It's not going to help the BJP anyways. Rather, it will be a boomerang for them because they have literally, by removing him, they have admitted the fact that the loot rajatya that was going on in the state of Tripura, depriving the common people, that has been given a consent by the highest authority.
Suryagni Roy is now joining me live on the story. Suryagni, who are the front runners in the race to become the next Chief Minister of Tripura?
Well, Pallavi, if we just talk about the front runners, as per our sources are Dr. Manik Saha. He's a Rajya Sabha, MP, and he's a state BJP president. The deputy chief minister Jishnu Deb Burman is a front runner, and also the first MOS of from the Tripura government, that is Pratima Bhomik. Even she is a front runner. As per the BJP is really banking on Pratima Bhomik simply because she is a woman leader, and she is being termed as a very popular face right now. As we have all the people that we spoke to since this story broke out, that is the Trinamool and the Congress that are key players over there in Tripura. They are banking on the fact that Biplab's tenure was an unpopular tenure. So right now, if the BJP wants to counter it, they need someone who's a very popular face, and that is the reason why Pratima's name is doing the rounds, because she is known to be a very, very popular, very friendly, popular face in Tripura. One more very important observation would be that just a while back, just a couple of days back, there was a controversy where Jishnu Burma's son was in some altercation with some MPs, and that video went viral. Post that, if he is made the Chief Minister of Tripura, there might be another controversy. So right now, as what we do understand is that Pratima Bhomik is a very popular face, which is a very popular face, might just turn out to be Tripura's first Chief Minister. Back to you, Pallavi.
Right. Also, whoever is going to be appointed the next Chief Minister of Tripura, Suryagni, will have his or her task cut out in this case, because they just have 1 year left before Tripura goes into elections, and this time the challenge is going to be from many fronts. It's not just going to be one left party, which is obviously currently not in great shape in Tripura, but then there'll be the Congress, which is led by Shudip Roy Burman, and then of course there is the Trinamool Congress as well. So the challenge is multifold for the Bharatiya Janata Party, and whoever is elected today has his or her task cut out.
Well, absolutely, Pallavi. Everyone we spoke to, the Trinamool and the Congress, they are heavily banking on this particular issue of Biplab being ousted out by his own political party, and rather forced to, put down his resignation by his own political party just a year ahead of the, assembly elections. They are banking on it because they are going to use this particular topic by telling everyone that, the administration that had happened, as Sudeep and Rajiv Banerjee, both of them has clearly stated that the administration was a failure. The past 4 years of the BJP, of the Biplab-led BJP government in Tripura was filled with malpractices, was filled with a lot of corruption allegations, and that is the reason why people will not vote for the BJP, and they might look for alternatives, and they are completely relying on this particular topic that has just blown out today. And as you rightly mentioned, Pallavi, whosoever is elected to be the next Chief Minister, be it Jishnu Deb or Pratima Bhomik, has a very tough task to do, because they have to as you mentioned, they have to not only face one political party, that was the Left Front, which was a couple of years back. Now they have a very strong, opposition side, that is the Congress, which is trying to revive back under the leadership of Sudeep Roy Burman, who was a heavyweight BJP leader in Biplab's cabinet. He was technically the number 2, and he had a lot of issues with Biplab, and that's the reason why he had resigned. And secondly, it is the Trinamool Congress, which is trying to do a Bengal 2.0 over there as well, because there are a lot of Bengali voters over there, and they are trying to take these voters into their confidence. So it's not going to be very easy for whosoever becomes the next chief minister of Tripura.
Okay, it's not going to be very easy. They have their task cut out ahead of the assembly elections in the state next year. Suryagni, thank you so much for joining us. The first day of the Gyanvapi Mosque survey has in fact concluded. The survey of the 4 rooms in the basement has been completed today. The western wall, where the demolition of the old temple structure is visible, has also been surveyed, and the survey there will continue tomorrow. The survey will be conducted of some rooms inside and above the Gyanvapi Mosque. The survey was conducted in a peaceful manner. Now the court commission will take a decision whether there is a need to open the basement again or not. The survey, amid heavy security, comes 2 days after a Varanasi court ordered for it to be conducted at the Gyanvapi Mosque. Remember, the Varanasi court also strictly directed the district administration to submit the survey report before it on May 17.
पक्ष विपक्ष जो थे वादी प्रतिवादी दोनों का भरपूर सहयोग रहा है। सर्वे की कार्रवाई शांतिपूर्ण ढंग से चली है। शासन प्रशासन भरपूर सहयोग कर रहे हैं और सर्वे के बारे में यह रिपोर्ट अत्यंत गोपनीय है। न्यायालय का आदेश है कि जो वैसा कुछ करेगा दंडात्मक कार्रवाई की जाएगी। शांतिपूर्ण ढंग से सहयोग हो रही है और सर्वे हो रहा है।
सभी मेरी नहीं, मैं सबकी कर रहा हूँ। सबकी परिकल्पना से कहीं अधिक बहुत कुछ है। बहुत कुछ आपको दिखाई दिया नहीं, बस क्या है मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता। दोनों पक्षों ने अपनी अपनी बात रखी, दोनों पक्षों की सहमति से सर्वे हुआ और कल के लिए क्या बचा है? देखिए अभी तो बहुत कुछ बचा है।
कोर्ट कमीशन की कार्रवाई न्यायालय के आदेश के अनुसार शनिवार को आज 8 बजे से लेकर 12 बजे के बीच में की गई। इसमें सभी पक्षकार, उनके एडवोकेट और उनके सहायक मौजूद थे। इसमें सरकार की तरफ से भी जो पक्षकार राज्य सरकार है, जिला अधिकारी वाराणसी हैं, पुलिस कमिश्नर वाराणसी हैं और काशी विश्वनाथ मंदिर ट्रस्ट हैं, इन चारों के वरिष्ठ अधिकारी जो प्रतिनिधि हैं वो भी सर्वे के दौरान मौजूद थे। आज के सर्वे की विशेषता ये रही कि बहुत ही शांतिपूर्वक तरीके से ये सर्वे पूरा हुआ। सभी पक्षों ने न्यायालय के आदेश का पालन किया। लगातार 4 घंटे सर्वे करने के उपरांत लगभग 50% से अधिक परिसर का सर्वे पूरा हो चुका है।
हमारे साथ बता दूं हरिशंकर जैन हैं, विष्णु जैन हैं, जो कि इस कोर्ट में इस केस में सबसे अहम वकील के तौर पर हैं। ये बताइए सर कि आप लोगों को क्या क्या है वहां पर जो अभी तक आपकी जानकारी, भीतर में क्या क्या है?
अभी इस बारे में कुछ नहीं कहूँगा, तो वहाँ जो मिलेगा वो बताऊँगा। क्या है ये बात पुरानी है, इसका समय कहने का उचित नहीं है, पर वहाँ देखने के बाद बताऊँगा क्या दिखा।
लेकिन जिन तहखानों की बात की जा रही है कि दोनों तरफ तहखाने हैं, एक हिंदू पक्ष के पास है, कुछ मुसलमान पक्ष के पास है, आपकी जानकारी में क्या?
ये सही है, तहखाने हैं और हिंदू पक्ष के पास एक तहखाना शुरू से रहा है, वहाँ पूजा पाठ होती रही है। वो 93-94 में वहाँ पर पूजा बंद कर दी गई और ताला लगा दिया गया, ये सत्य है। और एक तहखाना का एक हिस्सा मुसलमानों के पास है, फैक्ट है ये।
तो आज दोनों तहखाने आप लोग देखेंगे?
अब देखिए वहाँ जाने पर क्या क्या दिखता है, क्या क्या दिखाया जाता है, क्या होता है वो तो ही मालूम पड़ेगा।
अच्छा, ये कहा जा रहा है कि अंदर में कुआं है। हमारे साथ विष्णु जैन है, ये बताइए अंदर में कोई कूप है क्या? भीतर में कूप
जो है वो तो बाहर की साइड है। अभी अंदर वहाँ मौके की क्या पोजीशन है ये तो वहाँ जाके ही पता लगेगा।
Politics speak to a Gyanvapi Mosque survey. AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi slammed the court's order and termed the verdict by a Varanasi court a blatant violation of the Places of Worship Act 1991. Owaisi hit out at the survey and asserted that he does not want to lose another masjid. Owaisi said that the court's decision is also a violation of the Supreme Court judgment given in the Babri Masjid title dispute matter. Congress too hit out at the court order and said it's nothing but mere attempt to change the status of any place of worship. BJP meanwhile has said that the order is a victory for democracy. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath was also in Varanasi yesterday and he visited the Kashi Vishwanath temple. The Chief Minister's visit comes a day before the commencement of a video survey by a court-appointed team at the Gyanvapi Mosque near the Kashi Vishwanath temple.
आपको यही बताने आया हूं और हुकूमत को भी ये बता रहा हूं कि हमने एक बाबरी मस्जिद को खोया, आप दूसरी मस्जिद को हरगिज नहीं खोएंगे। याद तुमने मक्कारी और अय्यारी से इंसाफ का कत्ल करके तुमने हमारी मस्जिद को हमसे छीना, आप दूसरी मस्जिद नहीं छीन पाओगे। याद रखो। अब हम तुम्हारी इन बातों का भरोसा नहीं करने वाले कि हम बचाएंगे, नहीं तुम नहीं बचाओगे, हम बचाएंगे अपने मसाजिद को, अपनी तहजीब को इंशाअल्लाह।
The Places of Worship Act was passed after deep consideration in Mr. Narasimha Rao's government. The only exception in that act was to the Ram Janmabhoomi. We believe that all other places of worship should remain in the status they are and they were. We should not make an attempt to change the status of any place of worship. That will only lead to huge conflict, and it is to avoid such conflict that the Narasimha Rao government passed the Places of Worship Act.
MP Navneet Rana slammed Maharashtra government and challenged Uddhav Thackeray to fight the Lok Sabha elections against her. She said that Uddhav got power because of his father Bal Thackeray. She also called him a useless chief minister and accused him of putting Hanuman Bhakts behind bars. She further added that he in fact should learn governance from the BJP. Reacting to it, Shiv Sena Member of Parliament Sanjay Raut hit back at the couple and said that the Sena will give a befitting reply. He also accused the couple of dividing society.
What is the challenge to Uddhav Thackeray? I have given a challenge to him. If you want chair, then work for chair. Taking your father's name and using his name and becoming CM, it's very easy. But come on ground, work for farmers, work for jobless people, work for the department, whatever department has gone in loss. Come on the ground, contest. As a member of parliament, I will be there against you, opposing you.
Challenging Uddhav Thackeray should contest against you in the upcoming Lok Sabha election.
100% the day I come from the jail, I have immediately asked him whether he's going to contest. If he's going to contest today, he should announce in the rally of Maharashtra.
Thanks a lot for speaking to India Today.
कुछ लोग महाराष्ट्र का माहौल बिगाड़ना चाहते हैं, कुछ लोग महाविकास आघाड़ी की सरकार को बदनाम करना चाहते हैं, कुछ लोग के राज्य को अस्थिर करना चाहते हैं। ये सभी प्रश्नों को आज शिवसेना प्रमुख उद्धव जी ठाकरे करारा जवाब देंगे।
Political face-off over Hanuman Chalisa continues. Amravati Member of Parliament Navneet Rana and husband Ravi Rana performed the Maha Aarti and recited the Hanuman Chalisa at an ancient temple in Connaught Place in Delhi. They also took out a Padayatra from their residence to the old temple today. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray will hold a massive rally at the Bandra Kurla complex in Mumbai today to kick off his party's campaign for the upcoming civic body elections. Chief Minister is expected to take on MNS and BJP over Hindutva and other issues. The rally is also Uddhav Thackeray's first physical political rally after he became Chief Minister. A massive turnout is expected at the rally, which will be addressed by the Sena Chief around 7:30 p.m. this evening.
Uddhav Thackeray is holding a rally in Maharashtra, and here in the national capital, you are doing a march. What is the message that you want to send?
See, this march is like my asta in this. So it is not against Uddhav. It is straight away whatever Sankat has come to my Maharashtra in the name of Uddhav Thackeray, it should go from Maharashtra, and Maharashtra should progress in future. Because of that, I am doing this rally. It is march and Aarti and Hanuman Chalisa I am going to chant in the temple. So it is straight away the way he is showing in the teaser कि आप मुझे वज्र दो मैं दांत तोड़ने के काम करूंगा. See, nobody will give you Vajra and all in Maharashtra, and nobody. मेरे महाराष्ट्र की जनता के लिए दांत तोड़ने का काम करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है.
Sena is responding to your allegations as Farzi Hindutwadi, as Amravati's Bunty and Babli. How would you counter that? You are not allowed to do this Hanuman Chalisa in Maharashtra, and you have to come to the national capital.
See, I'll tell you, we are not scared to anyone. They have put us behind the bar. They have done that with us. It was injustice. The whole India and whole world has seen that. And we are not scared of him.